In today's video, we're going to discuss how you can improve your clientele if you're a filmmaker or a videographer. And many videographers and filmmakers, they have one of the problems they have with clienteles is that they like to lowball. Many clients don't know what videos are worth, they don't know how much it costs, and they don't look at videos as an investment. They look at it as an expense. I've been filming for about 8-9 years now, and one of the number one problems you'll have is that people have a $500 budget and they want a Hollywood production, and that's just not going to happen. It's not realistic on a $500 budget. You also got clients who don't want to pay on time when you set up contracts and paying schedules, so you got late payments and stuff like that. You also got issues where they're always complaining about the job and saying, hey, this doesn't match what we talked about, or things like that. Now, what if I told you it's not actually the client's fault, it's actually your fault? I've heard people say they hate their clients. Number one problem you have is that you don't know who your clientele is. One of the biggest problems that I see with beginner filmmakers and videographers is that they don't even know who they service. Issue with not knowing who you service is that you'll take on anybody not understanding if they can afford the type of work that you produce. When you first start off filming, you're trying to make your money, of course. Everybody's trying to get money in filming. They want to take the craft that they learn, that they put and studied in. You've been on YouTube, you've been studying Peter McKinnon, you've been studying all these other people, YMC Imaging or whoever. You start to learn all of the tips and tricks from all these people, and then you want to go test it out and you want to make money from it. You realize you can make money from it, and people need the content for whatever business, or if they entrepreneurs or they're trying to grow their brand. But the key is that you're producing for any and everybody. You're producing for people who you don't even have the same values. You may be creating music videos, people who are shooting, they got guns all in the screen, and it's like you don't even do that. They smoking, they doing all kind of other stuff, and that's not even your brand. That's not even what you like. It's not even what you want to do. You have a creative eye for things, and you want to create stuff for people, and you want to associate with people who can help you bring those elements together as well too, because you're not filming just to service everyone. You're not filming just to serve. You actually enjoy filming, and you want to enjoy the things that you're actually going to film, and you want to enjoy the people you filming with. If you don't know who your clients are, you'll run into, let's say you have a client that your videos cost $10,000, let's just say, and your client can only make $40,000, $50,000 annual. Well, that's not realistic. They'll never pay you $10,000 unless you put them on a payment plan, and that may take a long time for them to pay you off with a $10,000 video. That's just a client that's going to complain all the time. That's a client that's going to give you all kind of problems. That's a client that's going to try to extract more out of you than what they already paid. So they're going to have problems and complain all the time. So you don't want that client. You want to find out how much the client can afford. You want to qualify these people. You want to get a list and set it up and find out if they can even afford it, where they are in their business, or what their brand looks like, or if the brand represents something that you want to even be a part of, or that you want to post, or you want to put on your profile, or you want to put on your website. You want to make sure that they align with your brand. And if they don't, you don't even know your brand, how can you create someone else's brand or know who your target audience is if your brand doesn't look right? Tip number 2, you don't specialize. When you don't specialize, it's very difficult to pull out elements in a video that people can get excited about. If you're into cars, you should shoot cars. If you're into dogs, you should start shooting animals and lifestyle, like environmental, dolphins, anything like that. If you into food, you want to shoot restaurants, events that are coming out. If you love music, you want to shoot music videos, you want to shoot concerts, events, you want to get involved in everything that's dealing with the music industry and entertainment. You want to stick to it. If you like sports, you want to shoot boxing, you want to shoot football, you want to shoot soccer. You want to find out what genre you want to enter and things that you're interested in, and you want to start shooting those kind of things, because if you like what you shoot, the product will be better, because you want to show people what you see when you're looking at videos, and you can easily bring those elements out when you shoot and specialize into something. If you want to shoot travel videos, you shoot restaurant, hotels, resorts, anything dealing with travel and places to go, and that all ties into each other. So find out what you like and specialize and stick to it. Don't go over here shooting music videos and then people shooting guns in front of the camera, and you just look all over the place, and it's tacky when it's on the website. And people who actually want to pay they're not going to choose you because it shows you're involved with any and everybody. Most people who have the money to actually pay, they're looking for specialists. People who love shooting, they know what they're shooting, they have a style of shooting in that, and they have a system on how they get the video done. And they can tell based on when they look at your profile or when they look at your portfolio, and they can just see you all over the place. So don't be an all over the place person. Try to specialize, because it's better for people, and you can actually bring in more money because you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about. Tip number 3, you look cheap, your profile looks cheap, and like I was saying before, your work is not that good. When you look cheap and your profile shows it, you want to clean up your profile. You want to get on your Instagram or wherever your website is, and you want to list the 3 things that you actually do for people. Specialize in a few things, not a bunch of other stuff. If you're into travel, then you can put restaurants on there, and you can put a little bit of lifestyle. You can put resorts and hotels and anything in that genre. You can do real estate, because that all falls in the same genre, and you can get better at it. Photography, anything like that. You want to stick with 3 things and just stick with those genres, as that's what you do. Because if you try to be everything, you're going to get less money. You're going to be stretched thin, and you're going to have a lot of competition because everyone else is trying to do everything. And when people look at your website or you look at your profile, they're just not going to want to do business with you if it doesn't align with their alignment. They can tell whether you're cheap or you're expensive, or they can tell the type of people you create with. Some people want a video from you that's high paying dollar, and they'll look at your Instagram and they'll say, I don't want to work with them. They have guns, people twerking on, the work doesn't look good, ashy, it's not color graded properly, and they can see that, and they can tell that. So improve your brand, improve the way your website look, and improve the way your Instagram looks too, so that you can have a more cohesive look, and then you can attract the customers that you want, and start creating for the customers that you want. If no one has hired you to do the work you actually want to, you got to spend some money to go create that project on your own. A lot of times you may not have the clients to do the project, so you got to come out of your own pocket to go do and create the work that you want to get. You have to just do it on your own. You want to create for Sony, Bose, or whoever, just create a video for those companies as though they hired you, and just go spend your own money and create and design it on your own, and just have that in your portfolio to show what type of work you're capable of. And when people ask for the type of work that they want from you, you can always send them back to, this is the type of work that I create. So when they see it and you've done it, you're confident when they ask, I want my work to look like this. A lot of times people will say, oh, I have $500 and I want my work to look like a Hollywood production. It's just not realistic. If the client doesn't see it on your page, then don't try to produce it for them, because you're just going to fall into a lot of problems, and people are going to be complaining about the quality of work if it doesn't match what's already on your page. If you want to improve your clientele, you have to improve your work. You have to have a style, and you have to create in a way that people can tell it's premium. First off, you have to improve your skill set, so that's number 1. If a person charges $500 and the work looks exactly the same as yours, and you're trying to charge $10,000, you're trying to charge $5,000, more than likely the person who's going to take your job is the one who's charging $500. I see so many videographers and filmmakers complaining about, oh, these people are charging cheap, they cheap. Good, let them be cheap, because what'll happen when you're the cheap person is that clients will go to them for all of the cheap work. They'll get slammed with all of the cheap work. They'll be doing the exact same job that they could have charged $5 or $6 grand, $3 grand for, $10 grand for, when they're doing it for $500 because they don't know the game. Their work isn't that good. They actually just trying to figure out who they can do a video for so they can make a couple of dollars. Let them do it. Your job is to get good at it, so good at it that people start throwing money at your feet. And the way you get good at it is you look at other people you want to be like, you start mimicking and designing for the people you want to be like. Stop creating for people who don't have the eye for design. Stop showing all of your work to people and saying, what do you think about this? And then they don't know anything about videography. They don't know anything about chroma subsampling, lighting, composition. They don't know anything about any of it. Storytelling, marketing, funnels, they don't know nothing. And you're asking them what you think. They're going to give you an answer based on their level of understanding. So you want to get information from people who are higher up in the business. You want to start studying and reading articles and going on YouTube and finding out what people are seeing and how they're looking at it as a professional. Like, you look at a video, one of your top favorite directors, and see how they produce videos, and start to try to create and make your videos like that too. Because if you can create those videos and those people are charging $200,000, $300,000, $1 million for it, and you can charge 20, 30 grand, you can charge lesser than them and give them the same quality of work, they will more than likely take you over. Well, you still can't knock them off, but you'll be getting better work and better clients that you want to do work for, and higher paying clients because your work looks like the ones in the industry. So they basically feel like they're getting the most value. They look at a video and they say, this video has to be worth like $100,000. And you give it into them for 50, that's how you get your money. You have to give them a product or service that outweighs all of the people who's charging $500. Tip number 4, you don't have a system on how you do business. One of the biggest issues I see with filmmakers and videographers is they don't have a system on how they do business. They don't know how to qualify anyone. They don't have a pipeline. They don't have a CRM structure set up. Like, you can use Honeybooks if you need to get a customer management system where you can manage all your customers, and Honeybooks is perfect for that. You can get the people from your website to schedule calls. You can get contracts set up. You can put your brochures together so they can know which services you have. And you can also bill people, and you can put the contracts and bill them each month too. And they can sign the contracts and everything. You can pretty much do everything from Honeybooks when you're dealing with customers. When customers come in, you'll know what you need to do with each particular customer. And when they come in and say, okay, this person needs a call first so I can find out what kind of video he wants. So you have to have a system on how you actually service them. From start to finish, you got to know who your client is. If they're not your client, what you're going to do. If you're going to send them an email or brochure, or you're going to curate them on how you do business so that they can know what you do and how you're going to service them, how you're going to charge them, how you're going to deliver the items. You just have to have everything structured out. So if you know, have a system, you can keep following it, and you get comfortable, and it's easier for you to accept clients. When you're talking to them, you know exactly how you can service them. Hey, how do you service your clients? Oh, click the email and set up an appointment on the calendar. That's the first thing. Then the second step is identifying the problems and weak points and understanding what issues they're having and what kind of video you can create. The second part is the creative script and briefing and stuff like that, and sending out the proposal so they can pay for it. You have to know how you take care of your clients, so it's not, oh, I'm gonna do this here, I'm gonna do this there. Do you charge them up front? Do you charge 50%? Do you charge half? Do you charge 75% up front? Like, you gotta know how you do business and do it the exact same way all the time. I'll get into more of that on another video, but you also want to just Google search how video production is done and just create a small system that you do the exact same thing every single time so that you can service these people. And the faster you get and the better you get, the more your clients are happy because you're professional. That's pretty much the last thing that you want to do. So that's pretty much it for now. If you're into this kind of stuff, like, share, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what tips you would like to know on the next video. I've been doing this for like 7 years, growing YouTube channels and creating brands. I've done thousands of videos and ads for people. If you need help learning how to do this stuff, just leave a comment below. In the next video, I'll put a comment and then I'll do a video on that too. Plenty now. Dig you later. APL signing off.